Noted, sir.
Noted. To save time. Oscar, I don't have agenda on me.
I will read the agenda, ma'am.
Yes, can you put it on the screen?
Okay. Give me a minute. There we go, Chair.
Thanks very much, Oscar. Good morning, honorable members. This is the meeting of a committee, select committee. Honorable members, the agenda is on front of us on the screen. In the agenda, there is a report back by the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, on how the department is ensuring that the operationalization of the African Continental Free Trade expand market for domestic production, in particular the produce from inland provinces of our borders, which is SADC countries. Honorable members, point 2, the committee update of the Sectional Title Amendment Bill, B31B 2020 S76. The third one is consideration and adoption of the minutes. Honorable members, please note a quorum is required for the adoption of the minutes and report. Also, please be advised that this notice serves as invitation to all legislature wishing make it up to go, Oscar, crawl the agenda, take it up. Thank you. Also, please be advised that this notice serves as an invitation of all legislatures wishing to attend. Remove Eska Kupuga, take it up. I say Eska. Your agenda, I can't see it anymore. Please assist. Thank you. Honorable members, if you have been appointed as an alternate member to the About Committee, please discuss your possible participation in this meeting with your party and your chief party. Okay, Oscar, can you please scroll the agenda so that I can see who's going to do the presentation of this document today?
The department, ma'am.
Can you please assist me?
Yes, the department will be doing the presentation. I've already given them presentation rights. There we go, ma'am.
Okay, thanks very much, Oscar. Can the department give us the presentation? I don't know who's leading them. Assist me to present the document that you are bringing to us as members.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Moketa Ramasodi from the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development. My apologies, I've got a weak signal. On this side from the department, our presentations, there will be 2 presentations that will be made, both on the Africa Continental Free Trade Area and also on the Sectional Titles Amendment Bill. We have got Mayor Pindu Dingile who will take us through the first presentation, and then secondly, we have got a presentation on sectional titles. As we get there, we will be taken through the presentation from a departmental point of view by our colleagues who are responsible for the bill. So I will introduce it when we get there. I will then hand over to Mayor Dingile, with your permission, Honorable Chair, to take the select committee through the engagements on the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, sir. Ms. Dingile, good morning. I would like to give you to do the presentation. Thanks.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Good morning, members at DG and colleagues. As introduced, I'll be taking the committee through this presentation. Just want to put it on slide. Thank you very much. I would like to indicate our presentation as outlined on the screen. I'm hoping everybody can see it. We'll be touching on the background, implications, and proceed with the presentation as indicated below. And if I give the background, Honorable Chair and members, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area was signed in March 2018 in Kigali, Rwanda, with the sole aim of boosting the intra-Africa trade. This brings together 55 members of the AU to create a single continental market for goods and services with free movement of business persons and investment. We expect a lot under this AFCFTA, and we understand that its work builds on the already known economic regional RECs, for which South Africa is party to the SADC. And a number of them are well known to us, including COMESA and the EAC, which we were negotiating together in the tripartite forum. And in this case now, it brings the other regional RECs to our fore, and we'll be able to enter into those markets. Also, this, if I talk to the implication of the agreement for the sector, the agreement seeks to achieve the creation of a single and larger preferential regional market for the sector through negotiating of the progressive elimination of tariffs, which in our case, we are working towards a 10-year period where we will find that we have zero. Elimination of non-tariff barriers. We also enhance the efficiency of custom procedures and trade facilitation. The development of harmonized product standards, technical regulations, sanitary and phytosanitary conformity, and assessment procedures. Other measures, we're also looking at other measures to enhance economic development, diversification of our trade, industrialization, which is in line with our regional economic development as outlined in our national foreign policy. Then we identified the role of our department in the AFTA as a party that is supporting the main negotiating department with the mandate for the country, the DTIC, which is leading all our negotiations. And our department then comes solely for the interest in the agricultural sector and to ensure that we create conducive environment for our business to thrive. In those negotiations, our main interest has been on sanitary and phytosanitary measures, as we all know that all fresh produce in the agricultural sector are traded in conformity of the rules that would be outlined, and conditions that are agreed upon under sanitary and phytosanitary measures. We also have an interest in negotiating on the rules of origin, development of the SACU tariff offer as party to the SACU, and therefore we have to ensure that the South African position or interest is protected first within the SACU region, and together we take that position into the continent. We have done that in consultation with our agricultural sector nationally, and we have the Agricultural Trade Forum, which we constantly in engagement with. And on monthly basis, we have been engaging, keeping updates, and ensuring that the positions that we take into the SADC through our main negotiators are in agreement with what is in the interest of our sector. The country positions then are therefore later on coordinated through the interdepartmental forum. We have the SARS, we have the DTIC, we have DERCO, and our department for the interest of agriculture. I must indicate that we have expanded our participation or communication and not limited to the Agricultural Trade Forum, because that is understood to be the well-developed and firm sector, commercial sector. So we've expanded to include the FPSUs, Farmer Production Support Units, that are coordinating the interests of the smallholder and emerging farmers. And in that case, recently in the past year, we have had a number of webinars, seminars, where we take them through the provisions of the AFCFTA among the other trade agreements. And in that case, we did not limit to AFCFTA because there are other opportunities outside this area to cover other areas like the EU. So we tried to ensure that we leave no one behind, and we ensure that all the opportunities are fairly presented to close the gap and ensure that we're building on an inclusive economy. Going back to the rules of origin, why do we have to concentrate and negotiate in that platform? Those rules are designed to limit the preferential trade benefits to countries that are party to the Continental Free Trade Area. And that is going to assist us in limiting the abuse by other parties or third parties that are not party to the agreement. In the agreement, we also specify conditions which products are eligible to zero tariffs under this AFCFTA. And this is then the opportunity that the department and the sector are in partnership to ensure that we will maximize our benefits as the market would be a single market open to all in Africa. And therefore we have to ensure that we are strengthened and have strengthened.
Ninja.
Also, the objective is to ensure that we prevent the problem of transshipment, the range of protective and stringent rules like wholly obtained rules, and also working towards liberalization in the period that have been stated. We're looking at the wholly obtained rule, which limits and the sourcing of inputs to the member parties. For an example, we have made an example there that if we would like, a certain country would like to develop and prepare cheese, and we can source the other input like your milk from other member countries. And those provisions are loaded and provided within the rules of origin. We also, within the rules of origin, looking into what Africa is able to produce abundantly and make sure that together we put in place the wholly obtained protective and stringent measures so that we limit the competition with the external parties. And in the cases where African continent cannot produce sufficient quantities, the rules are becoming flexible enough as we negotiate together in the platform to ensure that we sustain our food security in the continent, and what we cannot produce well, we are able to source it from external parties while we are protecting our interests and ensuring that we are able to trade our own production within ourselves as the African members. Rules of origin, we are still proceeding with the status of negotiations. We are indicating that the agricultural product in the tariff are covered largely by the chapters 1 to 24, which includes both primary and agro-processed products. We also have moved to up to about 90% of the traded tariff lines that have been agreed to, and the negotiators are continuing to negotiate for the rest so that we are all able to reach the 100% that have been predetermined. In the current negotiations, the main contentious area is the rules of origins that involve the sugar products under the headings that have specified 1702 and 1704. And that's the most delay that is affecting the progress. However, the parties have agreed that trade should commence with the already agreed 87.6 tariff lines. Okay, this is emphasizing on what I've already have indicated, and that is the department will continue to form part of the negotiating team, the national negotiating team, and looking forward into the interest of the agricultural sector. And as indicated, the two areas of interest is the rules of origin and the sanitary and phytosanitary area, which we need to ensure that we protect and present our status. The SPS Annex, which is sanitary and phytosanitary annex, it has also a specific purpose to implement the provisions of the protocol on trade in goods and in goods. And in this case, this is guided by the WTO principles, as members, including South Africa, are party to the agreement. We therefore continue our trade following those principles. And unfortunately, these are not flexible because they are looking at the interests of protecting of biosafety and biosecurity within each and every country. And we have to respect then the conditions that are laid out by the importing countries. However, we ensure that we participate strongly in harmonization so that we are able to understand in the cases where a commodity is unable to enter a specific market because we would have the harmonized standard. This is what we are doing then to ensure that we protect the interests of our producers. And in this case, when we talk SPS, it does not exclude any areas of the country. It depends on the product that would meet the requirements, whether it would be on inland, on other areas of the country. I understand that the interest of the members have been on inland. So when we negotiate, we concentrate on the interests of each and every producer and ensure that within the support systems, they are supported to meet the requirements as of the importing country and also as agreed in the SPS Annex. So we are able to influence or facilitate the support system through our provincial departments. We also have the extension officers, which we understand that they are unable to cover every district in the country, but to a larger extent, we try our best to ensure that the standards are communicated to each and every producer. We are also taking an advantage of our producer register to know exactly who is producing what, where, and we are able to assist them with the market requirements for the intended, for their targeted markets to ensure that there is entry into that. I'm proceeding with the SPS Annex. There have been a great progress in that area. SPS work, which was drafted in 2021, the finalized work program captures the activities and timeframes for their implementation. So based on the action plan or activity plan, we'll be able to monitor its implementation nationally and also together as the members of the Continental Free Trade Area. The webinar launching the questionnaire on the updating of SMS stock taking document was also held recently on the 26th of April, 2022. The document in itself, it provides the visual representation of the status of SPS. development of member states, and it also enables the policymakers to see where the gaps exist. And as DALRRD, we will continue to monitor that and assist in closing of the gaps. We're also looking at market access support initiative for domestic production, as indicated that we have to ensure that we leave no one behind. Whoever can produce would have a market. The market in this case will not be limited to AFCFTA. It starts with our local market. Can the producers access our own market? And those then that can produce fair products and good quality to meet the external market, we have our support system to that. We have then identified the strategic markets that are beyond the SADC region as our regional strength. This continental free trade area also bring access for us to reach the East African market. For an example, the Kenya, where we have identified that there's a potential for them to absorb a lot of our products. North Africa and West Africa. So there are those specified countries, and we will also be taking an advantage as the department of the signed a memorandum of understanding with Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire to strengthen our relations to ensure that through them we are able to navigate into the West African region. South Africa also had a free trade agreement as party to the SADC over the past decade. So we are indicating now that we will be going beyond SADC because we have negotiated and still continue to negotiate. So the advantage is that we will be moving with the already existing market that has zero tariffs, that is our SADC region. And as we have negotiated the tariff offers within the SADC, we were considering our base agreement as we move out so that we ensure that nothing comes against what we already have agreed to, and it will not reduce our opportunities to advance and explore and expand or exploit our SADC market. We will continue to that and together move, stretching out into the African continent, which present now more opportunities for us. DALRRD continues to form part of the negotiations, and the unresolved rules of origin will be able to take care of and continue to defend the interest, especially in this case of the sugar industry. Member states will still hold different views on some of the heading, and as indicated that with the continued negotiations, we are expecting that at some point we will be able to converge. Allow me, members, to share the countries that are already strengthening our export market within the region. We have indicated that SADC countries with the agricultural products export potential for South Africa. So we have been exporting to these countries, and we will be able to advance beyond that. This table indicates which markets we have been exploiting. And in this case, also it indicates the potential of the untapped space, which then we have to strengthen and ensure that we work towards that. There are specific commodities that have been identified, which fall within the untapped space, which the AFCFTA is bringing up to us. And this graph indicates then the non-SADC African countries with the agricultural export potential. If we move out of our SADC region, which countries are we going to be targeting? So this is just an indication that when we are saying the continental free trade area is bringing opportunities, this is just a glance of what markets are there waiting for us to tap into. And here in this table, I am indicating the top 5 agricultural products which are being exported between South Africa and Africa as in 2020. I am not going to read them one by one and also indicate the markets. They are indicated, the product on my far left and the African market in the middle, and also we'll be looking at expanding. And we also note our competitors in those markets. And in this case, we understand how to strengthen and ensure that we beat our competitors. In conclusion, members and DG, we would like to make our commitment to indicate that we will continue as DALRRD to negotiate and ensure that we bring conducive environment for our agricultural sector to thrive, and also looking into leaving no one behind, grabbing our smallholder farmers into understanding of what is happening within the trade area. And those areas that we have been negotiating remain of interest, remain sanitary and phytosanitary area, the rules of origin, and the development of the SACU tariff offers. We will continue also in negotiations and keeping our sugar industry understanding of the challenges that we are facing while we continue to negotiate. And the work will proceed with us identifying the gaps together in various forums and strengthening the measures to close it. On that note, Chairperson, I would like to thank you for the opportunity. And I am with the technical experts who have been the main negotiator during the negotiations. I understand DG did not introduce him, Mr. Spamandla Mazibuko, who will be ready to take the questions together. Thank you very much. I submit to you, DG.
Thanks very much, Ms. Dinile. Then can we have another presentation so that when we ask questions, we ask both?
Mayor Reynolds?
Yes, sir. Hello.
There was only one presentation document. I'm going here.
We've got. I was thinking that we've got two presentations.
Oh no, the second agenda item is my report back to the committee on the bill, because there was a bit of a confusion. There was a bit of a confusion the last time about which section of, whether it was a section 75 or 6. I will then explain where that confusion came in, but that will be my 5-minute report back to the committee.
Okay, after the questions.
Correct, Chair.
The members on the presentation that they've done right now.
So yes, the members could ask questions on the presentation, and that would conclude the first agenda item.
Okay, thanks very much, Oscar. Honorable members, here is the presentation. Then can I see the hands so that we can ask questions? On my side, I don't see the hands, Oscar. There's one hand from Honorable Arnold. Is only one hand. Okay, for now, I've got only one hand that is up. Honorable Arnold.
Thank you, Acting Chairperson, and greetings to all the members, and then also to the officials. Acting Chair, we will note the presentation on the operationalization of the African continent free trade area in terms of the expansion of markets for domestic products. Let me also say that we all know that there is a huge economic potential, not only for us as a country, but for the African continent as a whole, because ACTFA will be the largest free trade area. But without infrastructure, trade will always be a challenge. Now we need to untap agriculture exports potential for the country, which the department actually must be vigorous in terms of pursuing that, and to ensure that those smallholder farmers, especially the black smallholder farmers, they are well assisted, and ensure that they are aware of all the opportunities that will come in terms of markets. Chairperson, let me ask a question in terms of when will we get to the 100% of the traded tariff lines, seeing that we are only at 87%. So by when? Because this is very important in terms of the process that we are currently running. And then it's commendable that we know that the department is also part of the departmental forum, and then also the national negotiating team in terms of the interest of our country. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Honorable Member. I'm also have a question that I prepare in terms of this meeting. To the department, I wanted to check that the department had placed a lot of emphasis on market expansion for South Africa agriculture produce under the agreement. I wanted to know how the agreement would facilitate the free movement of goods from the inland provinces that are bordering with Southern Africa Development Community SADC countries. Some African countries are already experiencing severe food shortage. I wanted to ask the department to explain how it will be ensure that South Africans' food security was not compromised. The third question, according to the slide 13, you mentioned that South Africa had a free trade agreement with Southern African Development Community. Over the past decade, how has this free trade agreement performed over the past decade? What have been its success and challenges? And are there any plans to review it? Last question. Honorable last chairperson, I would like to request the department to provide the committee with copies of the agreement on African Continental Free Trade Area. This will assist the committee to enhance its oversight role over the department. I thank you, department, for presenting this document. Thank you. Honorable members, I don't have any hands that is up. Then I'll give back to Ms. Dingile to answer the questions that we have asked. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. As introduced, the main negotiator, representative of the department, Mr. Spamandla Mazibuko, I will be responding together with him, and I would like him to take the first round, and I would conclude on the responses through you, Chair, and through my DG. If that is acceptable, I would give an opportunity to Mr. Spamandla to take the first round. Thank you.
No, it's fine, ma'am. Asiqhubeni. Siphamandla, Honorable Mr. Siphamandla. Ifuna udlala ngami.
Okay, while I don't see him coming in, let me proceed, Chair, if that's acceptable. He will raise his hand if he's ready, maybe these network issues. I would like to respond to the issue of smallholder farmers and them getting access or privilege. It is part of our work which we are undertaking, and we have started with the round of webinars which we invited them per province, and also we have held the national webinars to ensure that we keep them up to date with the relevant and updated information. We also assist our provinces which are very close to the producers and the farmers to train them in the international trade information, and also I also would like to comment on the issues of food security. How are we ensuring that South Africa is not compromised? And I think in this case, the question is indicating whether when we export, do we also consider the needs of our local consumers? Indeed, we would say it is our preference and is managed through our food security strategy. We understand the recent challenges, and we cannot, challenges that are linked to the floods in KZN and Eastern Cape and other provinces, threatening our status. So at this point in time, I do understand that there are assessments that are being undertaken, and we will be able to have a clear understanding of what the situation is, which products require more protection, and which products we can indicate that they could be exported. In the main, our department is mainly ensuring that food security is a priority in our country, and therefore is placed at our apex in ensuring the measures that are put in place. The copies of the AFCFTA, as thick as it is, I think we'll be able to share the link with the Secretariat to ensure that every member is able to visit it anytime when it is conducive. So far, we have not prepared any hard copies, but I think it would be fair and ideal to share the link of the soft copy. Thank you very much, Chair. I still do not see the hand of Spamandla in case I missed one of the points where he would like to add. So I would like to submit those responses for the first round. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sispindi. Thanks very much. Honorable members, I don't see anyone for follow-up question. I would like to thank the department for this presentation. And if members, they don't have the follow-up question, I'll ask the department I'll ask the department to go, because they've done their work, and I would like to thank you very much for coming to this committee to present this document to us as members of parliament. Asker, I wanted to check with you that are we forming the quorum so that we can excuse the department and deal with the minutes.
Ma'am Gwenya, could I just make a suggestion, please?
Okay.
During the response from the department, the reception was very bad. We could hardly hear the responses, and the first set of responses did not come from the department. So what I would suggest, I did send you a message, I don't think you've read it yet, is that could we ask the department to respond to all the questions that was put to them? Could they please respond to it in writing? I'm seeing that some of the members are experiencing network issues. So what I would also do is send an email or a message to all members to say, if they have questions, they can send it to me. I will have it sent to the department so the department could respond, because even up to now, chairperson is struggling to get onto the system. I know Mr. Nyambi would have asked questions. So I think people are having network issues all over the country. So I would through you, Chair, if it's okay, I would ask the department to respond to all our questions, because not all of them are answered. So could they please respond to all of them in writing? You will set a date by when, and I will also forward any questions from members to the department.
No, thanks, Asker. I understand, and hopefully even the members they understand, and the department as well. Then let us agree about sending the questions to you so that the department can respond from those questions. Uguti, how are you going to do it, Asker? You are going to guide us. When are we going to get those response? We'll work on it maybe after the meeting, Asker. Is it fine?
Okay, Chair. Normally, chairperson gives them till the following Monday. So what I would say for the questions that were posed in this meeting, today is Tuesday. So the questions that were posed in this meeting by the members, the department could respond by Friday, and then I will collate the rest of the questions via mail, and that could be sent to us. The responses to those questions, if there are any, could be sent next week. But
Okay.
Today's questions should be by the committee by Friday.
All right. No, thanks very much, Asker. To the department, Ms. Dingilen or Pindi, thanks very much. Asker, we're going to do the minutes.
Now, I just need to give the members a background. It'll take 5 minutes as to where the confusion came with regard to the Sectional Titles Bill.
Okay, then the
Maybe the
department
department
can release
maybe
the department.
Yeah, we could release them. Maybe if they want to, they could stay, because it does involve them. Okay, can I proceed, Chair?
Yes, you can. The department looks like they are out.
Okay. The confusion came in with the referral of the bill in the ATC to the committee. When the bill was referred to the committee in the ATC, it was referred as a Section 75. When the department came to brief the committee a week or two ago on the bill, the issue was raised by the parliamentary legal advisor and the departmental legal advisor that they were under the impression it's a 76. We accepted the briefing with a question mark to determine whether it's a 75 or 6. After that meeting, when I came back, I went to go look further into the matter. The long story short, the bill was incorrectly referred to the committee in the ATC. The ATC was referred incorrectly. The bill is in fact a section 76, not a 75. The ATC has been rectified. Last week, an amendment was put in. I will send a copy of that ACC to all members, but it would seem that the bill was incorrectly referred to the committee. So that's where the problem came in. It is in fact a 76. I am busy redrafting the committee program to now bring everybody on board, because the NCOP has to be informed, the Chief Whip's office has to be informed, because everything has been programmed as a 75. So that has to be undone, and we have to put a 76 process in motion. I've already informed all the relevant officers. I'm busy doing a program. As soon as I'm done with that program, I will send it to everybody. But I just wanted to give the members the update that the problem was resolved, and it was an incorrect entry to the committee. But it's been sorted out. We will move forward. That is it, Chairperson.
Okay, thanks very much, Oscar. I think members did hear your explanation. So can we adjourn, Oscar?
No, before
we
you
have to-
adjourn, thank you. Mama,
Okay, good morning, Chair. Then let me hand over to you.
no, don't hand over to me, because I don't trust my network. I even drove to constituency so that I can connect with the Wi-Fi there. Oscar,
Yes, Chair.
I think you should explain to members that we are going to take what do you call it? We are going to do the public hearing only in the metros for sectional title bill, which is the big metros.
Yes, Chairperson.
Because that
the-
sectional title bill got nothing to do with the rural areas. But again, also based on the fact that there is a gas bill that is coming very soon, and we are going to cover all the provinces that we didn't go to with the gas bill. And tell the members we propose which date, somewhere 24 June or what date did we propose? So can we explain to them so that they prepare themselves to go for those oversight? And what happened again, because we don't have time, we decided to take 2 provinces in a week. 2 days in one province, 2 days, one province. Thank you.
Yes, Chairperson. So in a nutshell,
Chair.
the committee has decided to do oversight on the Sectional Titles Amendment Bill. The provinces chosen for this bill will be Western Cape, Free State, Eastern Cape, KZN. We are just trying to sort out which province goes with which for which week. It will be the last 2 weeks in June. I was going to send everything out when I send the program to members, spelling out where and when. So basically, it will be 4 provinces, 2 per week. And then the remaining 5 provinces that we did not do, we will then do those 5 provinces when the gas bill from minerals come. then we'll choose those 5 provinces, which would be Gauteng, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Northwest, Northern Cape. So for now, the oversight, the public hearings will be the last 2 weeks of in June, just before we go to just before we break up for the second term. But that will all be explained in the program as soon as I send it out. The last, going back to the last 2 agenda items would be the minutes of the 3rd and the 5th of May that has to be adopted, and we do form a quorum.
Okay, thanks very much, Oscar. The hands of Honorable Smith have long time up. Can I allow you, Honorable Smith?
Thank you, Chairperson. Yes, I just want to raise the fact that the sectional title bill is not actually only restricted to metros. Even towns, small towns have got sectional titles. So I just wanted to correct that, that it's not a perception that it's only a case of metros. Even small towns have sectional title units. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks very much, Honorable Member. Mr. Asker, can you assist with those minutes?
There we go, the 3rd of May.
Yes.
There we go, Chair. The people, that is everybody that was in the meeting.
Okay. Can you continue?
I move for adoption of the minutes of the previous meeting.
Okay, who's seconder?
I'm seconding, Chair.
Boss Fishepi.
I'm trying to raise my hand. I'm struggling. The network is bad.
Okay. No, thanks, Co-Chair. I think we are done, but to assist members that they were.
Chair, we are done, but let's not leave this thing that was raised by Honorable Smith hanging. Honorable Smith, we were advised by legal that the title, sectional title bill has got nothing to do with what do you call it, the rural and small town. So we were advised by the legal advisors. So it's not us who are saying we are going to do only metro. They advise us. It was an advice. We cannot deal with it well without getting information, advice from the legal advisors. Thanks, Mama.
Chairperson, there's one set of minutes. There's one set of minutes.
Come again?
The 5. There's one more set of minutes, the 5th of May.
Okay, I wanted to check the hands of Honorable Smith, or is there old hands?
No, Chair, it is in response to the Honorable Modise. I hear what she says, but that is not correct. It is really not correct. There's sectional titles in every single town right through this country. I mean, I'm staying in a small town. There's sectional title units there. So it is not true that it's only metros. It is not correct.
Okay. No, it's fine. Let's leave it as it is. Let's leave it as it is, Mama. Let's leave it. Let's go to the minutes.
Okay. There is another minute. Hello?
You have the floor, Ma'am Gwenya, you have the floor.
Okay, thanks, Aska. Honorable members, here is the minutes. Can I see the date lower a little bit, the screen?
My apologies.
Okay, here is the minutes of the 5 May 2022.
I move for the adoption of the minutes.
Yashesh.
I second, Honorable Chair.
Okay, Chairperson have seconded. Honorable members, I think this is the end of our minutes. The minutes have been supported and seconded. Honorable members, if there's no announcement, Chair, I declare this meeting closed.
Thank you, Mama, to help
you,
me
Mama.
when I was struggling.
See you 2 o'clock.
What is happening 2 o'clock?
Sitting.
We have a sitting, NCOP sitting.
There's a place.
Record.